here we go. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Let's see. I'm just checking out my captioner. I'm going to toggle that because it's listening. Oh, it's listening to the wrong thing. Hang on a second here.
Tell it to stop.
Okay.
Go into your audio settings by right-clicking on your thing in the notification area. How do you mute your computer?
I push this button here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, here.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the captioner.
At the bottom right, there's a little speaker icon, the thing that you might use to mute yourself if you don't have a keyboard. Right-click. That's the microphone, not a speaker. You're killing me.
I don't have a speaker icon. I have OBS.
What's the thing next to the carrot? Down, 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 down.
Oh, that one. Okay. How's everybody doing today?
Choose your input device.
Input device, okay. We want that to be the lavalier microphone, which probably the USB audio device. We'll try that. Okay, that is coming through a bit better. All right, so let's try that again. All right, now I have closed captions. Hooray! Thank you to my on-the-go tech support. So if any of you are wanting to be reading this as I'm saying this, you have that option. I want to make sure that option is always there in live, so that way you can do that. So that is important for, make sure accessibility as much as possible is available to people. Okay, so here we are in Lotro, Lord of the Rings, online. I am Little Redhead, and this is Heart of a Hobbit, where I take you around various places in Middle Earth. So what are we going to do today? Well, I like to focus on the festivals and the kind of the social things, the events, the activities that happen in the game. There's a lot of really cool storyline that you can do, but one of the things I've discovered is if I'm doing storyline stuff while I'm streaming, I tend to kind of miss the story. Like I'm reading it out to you all, but it's like I'm not hearing myself. Like I'm not listening to myself in a way. It's like my focus is on making sure I'm like speaking well so you can hear me and those sorts of things. So I am kind of straying away from doing story stuff on stream with you all because I kind of want to experience that for myself, if that makes sense. So for example, we haven't gone and done Yondershire on my stream because I'm really wanting to go in there and do that and enjoy that. So one of the things I was thinking though is they are doing a new thing in Lord of the Rings Online. Let me get out of the grass. I was grabbing the crates just before we got started. So let me pop over here out into the wilds of town. And let's see, okay, so there's a new thing that they started called the Legendary Item Reward Track. And this is, as you receive legendary item experience, it applies to this track now. So the legendary items, if you've played Lotro for a while, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to move myself around. You have been able to get, after you get to a certain point when you go into Moria, so around level 45-ish, you are able to go and get legend items. So, kind of to like Sting or, I just forgot the name of it, but Aragorn's sword, those sorts of things. The Flame of the West. Arduil? Anduil, maybe. At any rate, so you get your own. But the way that they have the legendary items set up in the game is, so the game kind of was in, a certain way, and then things kept moving on, right? And they kept going further and further in the game. I mean, you never know when you start a project where it's going to end up, right? And they've been lucky enough to have this project, Lord of the Rings Online, continue for 15 years. Like this, they just had the 15-year anniversary festival. So that's pretty amazing. So when the legendary items were first like created, I think they created them in a way that didn't have a scaling ability to them. And so they needed to accommodate people getting to higher levels and their legendary items getting to a certain level. But the way they did that was what we call the wood chipper way. That basically you'd have a legendary item and you're like, well, this is cool, but that one's better. I'm just going to throw this away and I'll use this one now. And it was like, I felt very out of lore in a way, right? So, hey, Ramen Face. So you have a totally unrelated question when you're done explaining this. I'll never be done. How active is Treebeard these days since I'm on the server? I love Treebeard. It seems like it's always active to me. Like there's always people around. There's currently 131 non-anonymous people online right now. It seems to me that, and there's only 2 in our kinship right now, but we do have a small kinship, an intentionally small kinship. So it seems to me though, a lot of people who are on Treebeard are on Treebeard a lot and are alting around to the various characters. So it seems like we hover around that kind of like 125 to 250 range. Now there might be times when more people are on than I see because I'm in Europe. And so, I see people that are here on European time. It's possible that like, when it gets to be prime time in the US, maybe there's more, maybe there's fewer, because I do know there's a lot of Europeans on here, which is pretty awesome. I think it's a pretty balanced group. Like we had, when our kinship was kind of in the early days and we were like gathering people and getting to know new people and stuff, we had kind of like 3 clumps of time. We had like US clump of people and we had some Europe clump of people and we had Oceanic clump of people. And so we kind of had like a person kind of, in charge in each area to make sure like if somebody was like, hey, I'm looking for a kinship, that they'd have somebody to check them out and see if they wanted to join our group and see if they were the right fit for our group and things like that. Now lately the Oceanic group, there weren't too many of them anyway. There was maybe max 5 at one point. And, oh wow, it got sunny again. We've had the craziest weather today. Our Oceanic folks and late night in the US folks, because we had somebody who worked overnights, that was playing with them because that, makes the most sense time-wise. But they've kind of been less active. And so our Oceanic group isn't quite as covered these days. So really we're kind of mainly focusing on US and EU time frames for our kin at this time. So that's a fair number more than you anticipated. Awesome. Yeah. I haven't found it to be too much trouble for like there's some raids and dungeons and things, that take 12 people. Like we've been doing Dar Narbagud. And there's like, that's getting run regularly enough because that is our cap right now. Let's see. Oh, somebody's looking for a windmill. I was looking for fellowship and it's all trade chat right now. Somebody says, did you check with Windmills Are Us? That's cute. You know what? I thought about buying extra windmills, but I didn't actually do that. Yeah, so I don't see anybody doing an LFF right now, but then again, it's like Thursday night. So, and it's not like festival time. There's nothing like drawing people to anything specific right now. But yeah, I haven't seen people having trouble getting into like the cap level raids. I have seen people who are like, hey, I want to go to, Great Barrows. And that's like level 20, 25-ish. And sometimes people are like, I really need help with this. Or what's that one where you go to do the Silmaril in Illuminos, and that's like a level, 35-ish or something. Yeah, the Tomb of Elendil. And sometimes you have people who are working their way through the story and they're at that point. I mean, you don't have to do that part, but it's a fun, story to do. And yeah, that darn tortoise, you can pretty much like solo it through most of that instance, but that tortoise is really hard to do on your own. So you'll get people who are looking for that kind of help. And sometimes it's a little hard for somebody to find someone. They'll be like, please get some person, just one person. Or what was the other one? Oh, like, what was it? So they needed somebody to stand in places. Oh, the one in the water where the boat falls apart. and it's like a retelling of you're like going back in time and going through Agaroth the Narrow Delve, and you need to stand in the lights to activate the next piece of it. And occasionally you have somebody who's like, I just need someone to stand in the light. And you can do that. You wish they'd sync people for content, says Ramen Face, and make it worth their while to run all the content. Not sure exactly what you mean. Oh. Before things, it's like when they do epic battles and everybody is like lumped at level 100, regardless of whether you're level 24 or 150 or whatever. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, because then when you go into a thing, you'd all be the same level. That's an interesting idea. I also, though, enjoy being able to go back and do content, and when I'm like trying to, I don't know, complete Slayer deeds and stuff like that, and just be like, poo, 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 done. Being over leveled is kind of nice sometimes. Yeah, you think City of Heroes did that kind of everyone is the same level thing? For instances. Interesting. So, anyway, so back to the legendary XP thing. So after they realized that the wood chipper style of getting legendary items really wasn't like, it didn't make sense, and it wasn't long-term scalable, and they really wanted to redo the whole thing anyway. So they finally did. So now you get a legendary item. It scales up with you. If you remember the old, let me see, do I have one on me? I think I have like my cloak, how it has spots where you can put in, let me see, let me tooltip that off. You can add, what are these things called? Essences, it says right there. So where you can add essences of your choice into the sockets. The new legendary items have a very similar sort of thing. So you've got 4 different kinds of sockets in your legendary item, and you can acquire things from finding them, like from drops, or you can go to this library at Elrond's house and you can just go and buy the one you specifically want. So now they go with you. Hey, nerdy pixie girl, hello, welcome. Let's see, fantasy. Final Fantasy, thank you. 14, I can't, oh my gosh. Handles that by having an option. Oh, that's nice, to either sync the dungeon level or go unsynced. That's kind of fun. That is pretty cool. Yeah, that would be interesting, because then I would be like, yeah, I could choose to do it or not do it. I like that idea. So, so you get these slots. And like I said, there's 4 different categories. And you put stuff in there. And also the slots themselves can be upgraded. So you notice that mine says level 60 of 60, because I'm a level 60 character. I can't get any higher level than that on Treebeard, because that is our level cap right now. But I have, when I first got this legendary item, the slot was like level 45 or 50 or something like that. So I used these bubbles to increase the level of that slot. So how you see how it says 398 critical rating, but its base on this empowered destruction is, I don't know, like 250 or something like that. But because the slot is improved, then it has an improvement on itself. So that's pretty cool. So I like this new way of doing it, because then I can use this sword for the rest of my days, and I don't have to like keep throwing it in the wood chipper. But you used to get legendary item experience to level up your legendary item. So it was like, well, what do you do with that now? So they have this thing called the legendary item reward track, and that's where that experience goes now. And you can use the track then to get things. Now, the basic track has stuff that goes to make your legendary items better. So you've got ancient script, which is the currency that you use to go buy the things in Elrond's library, the special library. It's in his house. I keep calling it Elrond's library, but it's not Elrond's library. It's, I don't know, it's got some big fancy name. But I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Okay, and so then or you could get Enhancement Runes, which enhances the traceries. I think that's the, oh, you know what? My Winda's not here. Hang on a second. Have I not talked to Winda in like a few days, in 2 weeks? Could be. I've been busy. It's been a busy time. Eurovision was last week. I was very busy with Eurovision. Very busy watching it. Totally worth it. Let's see. Let me pop this down here. I like to keep my little window bubble where it's easily accessible. Okay, so my vault. Gobeth Tythian, the Archive of Traceries. That's it. Yeah, it's super easy. Fairly inconvenient to remember that name. So yes, the archive. Okay, I'll call it Elrond's Archive then, I guess. Or the archive at Elrond's house. So if you... Here we go. So these enhancement runes over here. Oh, hang on. Let me put this down. This doesn't need to be open. Okay. So you see I have like these orangish enhancement runes. And then I've got like some purplish ones. And then there's some bluish ones and so on. There's like 4 different colors. Yeah. So there's like yellow, purple, blue, and gold. And I have some of each. The basic difference is these orangish enhancement runes, they can only enhance my legendary item slot. So here, let me open up my bow. Up to level 70. So once my bow is above that, or the slot is above that, it won't be able to do anything. It can just, so I've got some room though, because I'm at 60 now. I'll eventually be able to get to 70. So I'll be able to keep using these enhancement runes. And it doesn't take that many of them, like 10, maybe 20. So I'll be able to like do them all really quick. But then I've got the purple ones. So then once I get up past level 70, I'll be able to start using those. And then once I get past level 95, I'll be able to use the blue ones. That'll get me through level 115. And then the gold ones get you up through level 125 right now. I don't know if they're going to do what they're going to do beyond that, because on the standard servers, the cap, oops, my door just closed. The cap is 140, I think, right now. And those only go to 125. So I'm not sure I don't know what their plans are for that, but we got plenty of time before we need to get there, because, you know, Treebeard, we're nice and slow. We take our time. So anyway, so that's what my current stuff looks like. I've got all my slots upgraded. I've got stuff in every one of those slots. I've got ideas on what I want to do when more slots open up, because as you grow, your weapon grows, and it has the ability to take on more abilities, basically. And so I'll be able to add more things as slots open up. So that's kind of cool. So like this one gives me critical rating, and if I had 2 of them on there, it would give me some extra damage on some of their specific types of damage. Like this one gives me quick shot critical chance, quick shot critical magnitude, critical rating. So, you know, they just kind of help you in general when I'm in precision stance. There's one that helps me with my Heartseeker damage. I've got like a single target attack, extra damage. So things like that. It's ways to kind of customize what you're doing with your weapons in a way that syncs up with your style of play. So like there's times when, you know, I'm looking at a tracery that I could put onto my weapon, and I'm like, yeah, that I don't use that. Like, although amusingly right now I'm in endurance stance, but let me switch that up, because I like to be in precision stance. That's the way I play like 90% of my time. So having something for the strength stance doesn't work for me at all, because I never use it, right? So Wenda's very talkative today. She probably misses us. We've been away. Okay, so anyway, so the legendary item reward track here. And that is Shift I if you want to open that up on your character. That's the default keyboard shortcut. You can change that, of course. And it won't be available if you're on a character who has not gone through and gotten their legendary items. So if you pull that up, it's not there. Don't freak out. It's in the background. It's just you can't see it on that character. Okay, so yeah, we've got some of the currency here with the ancient script. We've got an enhancement rune to increase those levels. We've got a sealed tracery, which is nice, and so on. So it just kind of repeats through that kind of pattern. Let's see, embellished, ancient script, some more ancient script, an enhancement rune, ancient script, enhancement rune. Like it kind of keeps bouncing back and forth between those 3. But the thing I am interested in, oh, what's that? Sealed chest of embers and figments. Oh, that's not bad. Figments of Splendor and Embers of, I don't know, forget what it is. The Night. No, that's not right. Embers of Enchantment. That's not it either. Anyway, let me keep going. What's this one? Incomparable Coffer of Gilgalad. This is a housing item. So not everything in this season, this second reward track. So we had one season already, and it was like 3 months-ish. And it was all stuff for the legendary items. So it was just those enhancement runes, the traceries, and the stuff to increase it. It was just all that kinds of stuff. There wasn't any other things. But this is new. So once you get the reward track up to level 25, you get this housing item, which is some ancient script, but also a banner of Gilgalad, which is seen in the game. And so people have been very excited about that they're going to have a version of that in the game. In fact, I even saw somebody who's like, I was on Twitter, and they had mentioned that they have the banner of Gilgalad like as a tattoo, and it's very similar to the way they've styled it in the game. So they're really excited about getting that item. Okay, so level 35 gets another sealed chest of embers and figments. So this will be another way to get figments of splendor and embers of enchantment, maybe. All right, so we got more sealed traceries. 45.
Special ones are 25, 50, 75.
Right, but that was level 35.
Just for the dance and the.
Yeah. So here's the thing I'm really very excited about. This is my goal. Incomparable Coffer of the Dancing Hobbit. This is what I want. It contains a cracked legacy token, but a token granting a new Hobbit Dance emote. So it is a Hobbit Dance emote that you cannot get any other way. This is the only way you can get it. And let's see, I don't think there's a way to like get more detail about this, but I am really excited about this. So let's see, Shift C, bring up the emotes, and Dance Hobbit. I think it's Dance Hobbit 3. We're thinking it's Dance Hobbit 3, which is this kind of very active thing. Yeah, available from the Season 2 reward track. So that's what I'm after. Now, I think B4 was doing some digging and somehow noted that it was a bind to account on acquire. So in theory, you could get one and give it to a different one of your characters on that same server. But I don't have it yet, so I can't confirm if it's going to be bound to my character, so each character has to get it themselves. Or if it's I assume it's going to be a consumable tome, though. Kind of like you get with the donkeys and things like that. Sure. Oh, yeah. Do you have a... Oh, let me catch up here real quick. So B4 says back in March, he did a comparison. So basically when you have, I don't think I have any on me, but those, I call them pucks because they look like little hockey pucks almost. Like hockey pucks made of stone. Well, here's one. This plain heritage rune of legend. So when you consume these, so it says it's going to give me 27,000 item experience points. But because I'm level 60, for example, it scales to your level in a way. So basically, to get from one end to the other at level 60, it's going to take a lot more experience. Just like it does in your regular experience bar, it takes a lot more, enemy defeats and a lot more finishing of quests to get from, 45 to 46 than it did to get from 5 to 6. Same thing on this legendary item reward track. So if you have a level 45 character, because that's the earliest you can get your legendary item, and you just leave them at that, like you put a stone of the tortoise on them, and have them be the ones who consume those heritage runes, whether they're the big ones, little ones, any of them, have that character consume those, and you'll get through a lot faster. You'll move through the legendary track a lot faster than if you consume them with, say, a higher level character. So there's a link there of, so it shows the difference where he was kind of like, okay, well, if I consume it with this one, it's this much. If I consume it with this one, I get this much. So, so you try to use the runes with the lowest level character that you have. That is a key to, or a tip, as it were, to getting as far as you can. There we go. I got 2 housing decoration carryalls with all the gifts that they gave us. And and the small one, I have all those, I'm working on throwing all those in there that you get with every character. So like the War of the Three Peaks table and the reflective basin. Like I don't need 12 of those, but they stack in that bag, and it like is such a space saver. So good. Okay, let's go hit things or something. Oh hey, I see a weird version coming online. Yes, so we are very, very much trying to go towards that. Oh, also. So the big things are like 25, 50, 75, 100, but in between there are some of those, like what was that one at? That's it. Well, 25 for the Gilgalad, but then 35 for the Figments, and then 50 for the Dance. Looks like, was that 55? Yeah, sorry, it doesn't slide really well. For me, I'm not... hand coordination. 55 for more Figments. Let's see where we're at. So, and then... Yeah, I wish they'd make this a little easier to do the slider, but that's okay. 75 is the Sword of Azog cosmetic weapon, which I'm not sure if I want that or not. I'm not sure what that looks like, actually. That's okay. I don't know if I'll get this far. I got through like level 80 in the last season, but I was working at it kind of hard, and I'd saved up all those pucks that they'd given us from like starting a new character. Like all of them I just put together, so I got a little further than I will probably this season. Unless we work hard at it. I mean, there's going to be... we're going into Mirkwood. So yeah, this season includes Siege of Mirkwood. So maybe we'll be getting a lot of LI experience with our questing and stuff like that. So never know. Let's see, what's that one? Oh, right. Level 100 this time is a Tome of the Mountaineering Donkey, which I believe is a cosmetic pet. So that one, and again, that's just a one-time, because like after that, yeah, it's just ancient script. So if you get to level 100 and then you keep earning more legendary experience, you just can redo this 101 over and over again, which just gives you more ancient script. You don't get more donkeys. That'd be pretty cool though, wouldn't it? All right, so what do we want to start with? Yeah, what do you think? What? There's dwarves in Moria that will trade and give us some of those runes? What? Orc Watch. Yes. Actually, I might still have a milestone to the Orc Watch. I probably do. We went ahead and bought, because Moria has a lot of, places that are hard to get to. So when the milestone skills were on sale, we bought like every single one of them. And then as we're going through Moria, we're just like, yes, put one here. Yes, we'll do one for this place. Yes, we'll do one for this place. So I have milestones too everywhere in Moria. Although I've been slowly reducing those numbers because we're not in Moria so much anymore. Yeah, okay, so B4 does say, though, they haven't ruled out bringing back these rewards in the future. So it's probably not a one-time only. But like right now, this is the only way you can earn those particular items. So the Gilgalad banner, the Hobbit Dance, what was the other one? The sword and the donkey. Yeah.
So if you don't get this, it's not going to be next season.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, like before says, we don't think the rewards will be back to back. I would expect that they would spread it out. Maybe they might do I mean, who knows? Who knows what they'll do? This is so early in the phases, right? But it could be like, you know, heavy on just LI stuff, and then LI plus other stuff, and then just LI stuff, and LI plus other stuff. I mean, maybe for festival time, who knows? Maybe they would do a reward track that's really heavy on festival things. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Unlikely, but it would be cool. Yeah, so we'll see. And my understanding is their intention was to have these be roughly 3 months long, these seasons. So. Excuse me. Okay, so what we got going on over here? We got these guys who, let's see, should I talk to him? Barter items.
These halls will be great once.
Oh, but I need to get, what do I need to get? Iron Garrison resource tokens. Okay. Apparently not. Oh, maybe I spent them to buy one of these things before. What? Before's got like 22 of them.
You get them from one of the resource instances.
Oh, well, we ran the resource instances once, I think, on stream. I think it's been a while.
So the most effective one we can get that's not level 85.
Yeah, is the Plain Heritage Rune of Legend. Yep. I think I bought one of these. I think I had 6 tokens and I spent it and got that thing. And it gives you 27,000 experience points. That could have been another way how I was ahead of you then. I was ahead of before on the last track.
Sure.
So maybe that was how I did it.
Well, do you want to pop into resources?
I guess we could do that. Since we're here, might as well have a look at a resource instance. Okay, so we're going to go into this one, you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Taking back what is ours.
Abide here a moment.
All right, so the Red Horn Lodes, they're currently a frightening place to be in. Orcs are everywhere. Orcs on the left, Deep Claws on the right, and Grettybug right in the middle. Let's see, he wouldn't even attempt this, but it's his duty. Duty is everything, so he's here. So we need to defeat the leadership of the intruders within. The Iron Garrison has created a diversion, drawing away the bulk of the intruders. And so we're going to be able to go in for about an hour, and during which time you can enter and exit freely and do the tasks that are given to you. So it doesn't take an hour, though. Let's see, Incursion in the Quarry. So I need to defeat intruders, 20 of them. I can do that. And things left behind. We need to collect miners' toolkits. I need 8 of those. Okay, and that's everything you want me to do in there? All right, and then the main thing, which was go in and defeat the leaders, I think it was. Okay. Oh, I guess I'm in. Sorry, I didn't notice you opened the door. Door was open and I ran right through.
With lessons newly learned, the Iron Garrison
Okay, so
seeks a
there
local
we
supply
go.
of ore within Moria to
Oh,
supplement
sometimes it
the
takes a second to
caravans.
load, though.
Within the Red Horn
Hello.
Lands, out of the
Now,
sight
one of the
of
cool
lords,
things
they
about
have
being in
discovered
these
Tudor
is,
Gar. With
notice I
high
called it
hopes,
a
they delve
resource
into this long
instance.
abandoned mine.
Aha, there we go. The noise is ahead. Something
Not to
else
bear
suggests something
too
else
deep.
is in here with me. There are lots of resources in here. Oops, there's also some grud bugs. Hey, grud bugs. Kind of reminds me of the fly flying around my monitor. Cool, I defeated one. That was pretty quick and easy. So the nice thing is you can come in here and just clean up on whatever resource it happens to be. In this case, this is a Skarn resource instance. Okay. Skarn. It may have been intentional on Before's part. Maybe he's looking for some more Skarn. It is a handy thing to have. Oh, that didn't do hardly anything to him. All right. What we got here? What do we got? Oh, more Cosmo and Skarn. Oh, first I'll take care of these things. We're wondering if these also count for landscape Slayer deeds. We finished a lot of our landscape Slayer deeds through Moria already, though, so we don't need to worry too much. Oh, I think, did I not have floating names on? No, I did. I'm seeing something. There it is. I need that miner's toolkit. Gotta collect those. Gotta collect them all. Alright, so it's telling me there's some more Khazad Skarn below me. So I'm gonna work my way down. Wait. I do get a little lost in these places, unfortunately. I wish the rails would like continue and I could just follow. Oh, hey, that looked like a down direction. Let's try that. Oh, hey, there's a Godbog worker. So, you know, I think that thing was just gonna ignore me. That's kind of funny. Oh, no, can't go to the Skarn yet. I got a worker in the way. Godbogs. Yeah, every reward would include a cosmetic if they did it all festival stuff. That would be pretty. Oh my god, no, that would not good. That would not be good, because I do not have 100 spaces in my wardrobe. I have 0 spaces in my wardrobe, and it is maxed out at 320. So no. Oh my gosh, I really wish they would redo the wardrobe system, though. That would be amazing. They'll kill you with kindness, right? I'd be like, no, I can't handle this. Then I would need to have a cosmetics carry-all as well to hold all the things that I couldn't fit in my vault. And then also I'd have to basically pick and choose, because the things that don't die I would probably take out and keep the original, but the things that I'd want to dye up, because I like to dye up my outfits, and that would be terrible to have not be able to keep that in my wardrobe. Oh my gosh, what horrible thoughts you have put in my mind. No, I was thinking it would be really cool if they like redid the wardrobe system. Like, what if it was a, oh good, I proceed deeper. Good. What if they did like, as a database, and you basically get access to each piece in the database as you earn it, right? And so instead of having a personal wardrobe, you basically have basically like a community wardrobe. And you're, you know, as you buy the various things with the festival tokens and whatnot, you could, yeah, kind of like the pet and ward and mount UI thing, where it's just, you've got your collection. So wouldn't it be cool if we had like a collection, a wardrobe collection, and I would earn the different pieces of them. The only thing that would be tricky then is how would I add the dyes? But I mean, they're all the dyes that they give us in the game, so it's not like I would think there'd be some way for them to like unlock that as well. So I think that'd be really cool. And maybe it would take less of the load, you know. I don't know. It might be worse. Who knows? But I know accessing the wardrobe and accessing our ridiculously over full bags sometimes is something that is has caused performance issues in the past for the game. So, like if you start with a brand new character, brand new account on a server that you're hardly ever on, you know, like you don't have any characters on, right? And you go to load up that stuff, like there's hardly anything for it to load up. It's really a much faster. But then once you start getting levels and you have all this stuff and all of those things, it takes a lot longer to load. I was watching George's Fire one time, and she had so much stuff in her inventory, and it took a long time to load. I feel bad for her. Oh, another Godbog guard. Have I not taken out enough of these yet? Oh no, I had 2 more. Okay. Well, that's 19. Excellent. I swear they're just ignoring me. Yeah, they're yellow, so cool. Then after I do this one, I can ignore them. I will happily do so. I just want the goodies in here, people. I need the miner's tools, and I need Khazad Skarn. Oh, that's more Skarn, but I'm not there. How do I get there? Let's see. Aha! I found some Skarn, so I haven't, either I walked by it or I haven't been this way. Oh, miner's toolkit. Yay, I needed one of those. Okay, I've got to, let's see, bring the, oh, this Godbog wants to attack me. What? I didn't say nothing to you. Okay. Let's see, I need to talk to Alwar, but I haven't defeated the leader. I still need to find the leader of the intruders here. So I haven't finished that. All right, so, but I got the other two things done, so yay. I think we have to keep digging deeper. I can't remember exactly how to get there. Oh yeah, I've just been reminded that I'm a hunter, but I don't know what I'm searching for. But well, we'll just try one, and then if I don't find anything, there's no names. What? Defeat the leader.
Okay. What type of things are you attacking? Give me those.
God bugs? Bugs?
Search for bugs.
No, you think it'll be a bug leader?
Sure, why not?
Okay, we'll do a search for bugs. I'm looking for a named one, but we don't know what his name is. I don't see any names. Okay. Well, either he's not here or he's not a bug. We'll do another search here in a minute. Realizing if I clear out some of these bugs, maybe it'll be easier to find my way? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. All right, that's not it. Let's see if I've been this way. It's on my map, so I'm thinking I have. But I'm thinking I've probably missed a way to go down. And you can't just jump through these things. I've tried to like kind of climb around the walls, and it is not open to that idea. No, maybe. Oh, I keep thinking it's heading down. I'm like, yeah. All right, let's do another search. We'll try not bugs this time. All right, there are no orcs, trolls, or the like within my range. All right, let's see what else. What you thinking? So let's see where I am. I am here. And we don't know where the bad guy is. I can't remember actually where I came in. I wonder if I should try this direction. Let's try this direction. This looks like maybe part of a map I haven't explored. Although it's going up. Up is bad. Up is fine?
Well, it is when you plant things, you have to take that.
Well, that's also possible. I just walked by them before. All right, let's... I'm not sure if things are respawning. Okay. In resource dungeons, we think maybe they don't respawn. Okay. I just want to jump down. Like, I think I need to be down there. It won't let me out. Let me out, let me out. Well, let's see. I think I'll try going back down. I suppose I should defeat things on my way. That way, if I run across things that might be an area I haven't been to before. This takes a while. It's like, yeah, it's faster to run. Just run by them. Alright, well, let's try this. Oh, door's open again. Oh, hey, Castle Skarn. Ooh, ooh. Maybe I haven't been this way. Or maybe I didn't successfully come this way before. Alright, well, let's see. What about this way? Oh, okay. Up is okay, I'm hearing. I'm looking for a flaming minecart. Okay. Well, maybe I'll do another search. I'll try... Oh, I'm going to put myself in combat. Let me do that first and then... Okay. I know you're all are like, turn left, turn right. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't think it's going to be ancient evil, but we'll take a look. Yeah, there's no ancient evil here. So what I'm looking for has got to be a bug. It's got to be. So somehow I just didn't see it before, maybe because I wasn't in the right place. All right, so we'll try this way. Well, there's another couple bugs. What if I just hit the, a particular bug and it's like, maybe that's the right one. Doesn't look any different from the rest of them to me. Yeah, the dwarves can tell the difference. I cannot. Okay, so that was a dead end. Alright, so where am I? I'm over here. Wow, I got all the way down here. Where are you now? So, oops, did I just walk back into the same dead end? No, I don't think so. I think it's a different dead end. Yeah, so Eurovision was last week, and we were watching a lot of it. And there's the Czech Republic had a cool song by a trio called We Are Domi. Where are you now? All right, so let's see. Hey, okay, here's some more direction I can go, and here we're going up. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye out for this flaming minecart. Well, I see light. Maybe that means there's flame nearby. Oh, nope, that was just torches on the wall. Oh, hey, we found a flaming minecart. Okay, this is good. This is promising. Let's try this way then. Good landmark. All right, we'll do a search here in a second then too. Let's see if we've got ourselves in the right place. Oh, hey, I should kind of look at the map. Okay, so flaming minecart is around here. All right, so let's do another bug search. A bug search. And, I mean, they all seem to have, but maybe matron. Maybe that's what we're looking for, yeah. It says signature. Okay, we'll check that one out. All right, that's what we want to look for. Ooh, I see more scarn. There it is. You near the end of Tumengar, a twinge of dread gnaws at the back of your mind. And we think we're going to find something over here that's exciting. Sweet. All right, let's take care of this guy first. And no, I don't actually care about y'all. We're just going to go straight for her, I think, at this point. So give me a little focus. A little heart seeker. No, the matron, the matron. Heart seeker, please. There we go. Sweet, defeated the leader. Now I just have to find my way out. Might be faster to go the orc watch. Hey, is there a horn there? Oh, I could just leave instance. All right, let me finish grabbing this Khazad Skarn and I'll just do that. What? Oh. Before's over here joking that I don't actually have to find my way back out. I can just do leave instance. Like portrait exit thing. Okay. But hang on, there's uncollected Skarn, so first we gotta, grab that. And, oh well, there's another one over there, but yeah, I kind of don't really want to get into combat with every single Grodbog around here. I just want your Skarn, people. Now I'm in combat with one of them. Little turkeys. Okay, fine. You don't want to give me your Skarn in peace. We could have been fine. We could have been friends, my good people. I could have just taken your resources and left. And you've never known the difference. Silly Grudbogs. Alright, now I'm out. Let me go, let me go. Yes, I'm sure I want to leave. Let's see, what have I got going on here? Oh, we're still under a mark acquisition boost. Oh, because I took a thing.
Maybe some skirmishes?
And we could do some skirmishes and get some marks then. I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, I took a mark acquisition boost because we were on a weekend that gave us extra marks. We're like, sweet. Might as well do that. All right, let me turn these in. So he's going to give me an Iron Garrison resource token. Sweet. And I think that's what he's going to do for each one of these. Oh, and I am getting legendary item experience. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I am happy about that.
The time has
And
come
that
to
one.
drive forth the orcs from our
Sweet.
kingdom.
So, yeah, we got to go all the way back to the beginning here. See, look, I have a little bit. They don't have a thing on here yet that tells you how much you have, like any sort of a tracker of like, you're at 2 out of, 100 or 10 or whatever. Like there's no indication of what your numbers are in the overall bar. But maybe someday. Yeah, maybe they'll have some information someday. You want to do a skirmish? Let's do that. Then you can come back to the resource thing.
Well, I think that's what you wanted for the 21st hall.
Oh, sure. Okay, we'll go to the 21st hall for something.
It's where everything happens.
You say so? It's the room where it happens?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about that place.
We're not in a group. Other areas.
Oops, we're not in a group.
That's okay.
So I just traveled. I'm usually good at checking that, but I forgot to do that. I forgot the resource instances you have to do as a solo. You can't do as a group. Do you want me to pick you up somewhere, or do you want to just get here?
We'll meet in a skirmish.
We'll meet in a skirmish. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and grab the scum-filled cluster bath thing. I
Stand
guess.
and speak with me. The
We've
famed
been tending to
person
do those over the
rides in
weekends, so
battle.
we'll grab that up. All right. Sweet. We're gonna skirmish it up with a group. Yay. So, because so we were on a skirmish weekend, bonus weekend, and so we took a skirmish boost to get more of the marks and things when you're in there. And I didn't realize that it only is going your boost while you are online, while you're on that character. So it's still going,
And time is running short.
which I wasn't expecting. So yeah, it's still got another 4 hours to go. It was a 9-hour one. So that's pretty funny. And then I've got my subscriber buffs, good. And I've got story pace, good, for being on Treebeard. So only earning 40% of experience instead of 100%. I'm in precision stance, and I got my fast feet on, and I have the herbalist's attention. Okay, coolio. And I've got my archer. Hey, Archerina. Hey, Archerina. Affodil tends to rename their herbalist to be something that the NPC has told us about. So like watching the ebb and flow of the events or something like that. Yeah, follow the ebb and flow. And so she's like, okay, there's the ebb and flow. We're gonna follow that character. Zealot of Pain. Cracks me up. Now, of course, we're currently earning 0 of experience because we're at level cap, so there is no experience to be earned by us. And that is okay. All right, I'll follow you. Totally did not see him standing on top of that roof. Nice. Hey, we've cleared her entryway. Hurrah. Those evil scoundrels. And now we've got to click on the banner, which you can do from down here, which is nice. 15 marks. Boop, boop, boop. I can use that to make my little Archerina even better. Oops. Apparently I've kind of maxed out some of her stuff already on my little in skirmish NPC. I like to do that though. I think it's funny. And I don't use the marks for much else. There's a some armor that I'll probably get, but that's I think level 75, so that's a little ways off. I'm sure there's other things. I did find a cool cosmetic for marks, but yeah, I already have it now, so that's sorted. Less than brilliant. I do love that name too. Less than brilliant. That's too funny. Yeah, sometimes these follower NPCs of ours get a little lost. They're doing great, and then yeah, they're stuck on a wall or something. It's kind of funny. So I hope everybody is doing well in chat there tonight. Oh yeah, as mentioned, we have had some crazy weather here today. So we're in the Netherlands and we're inland a little bit. So we don't experience necessarily the same weather that you might see in, say, Amsterdam. I guess I can't touch this banner from the ground. Hang on, I gotta get up on top of the roof. Like a proper hobbit. There we go. But it's still, I mean, it's a pretty small country, right? So there's like 17 million people total for in terms of population. And like we used to live in Colorado, and it's like you could drive from like the Wyoming border to probably like Pueblo, and that's pretty much like the height of the Netherlands. Yeah, so it's not a big country, and it's pretty narrow. It's kind of tall and narrow in general, but it's along the coast. It's on the coast, quite a bit there. So, oh, that was nice. So we still get like North Sea kind of stuff comes through. Oops, hey, I just shot randomly. Sorry, I'm just bringing extras into the group. But we don't get quite as dramatic of weather as, say, like Amsterdam does, because they're right on the water, like right on that North Sea kind of thing. And, so they will get like some crazy sideways stuff sometimes. So by the time it gets towards us, like it's calmed down quite a lot. So we don't normally see quite such exciting weather here. But yeah, today we had like these crazy thunderstorms, and I put some plants outside that I was growing from seed. The grocery store, like 2 years ago, and then this year did these cute little things where you get like this little packet and this little box, and oh, I'm gonna stop. Okay. And go. And so this year it's flowers, whereas the one previously was like herbs and stuff. So I'm working on, I got 2 of them going right now. They're both flowers, because I was doing this year's ones to try those out. But once they're like taken well enough, I'm gonna transplant them outside is the plan. So I've been putting the pots outside from time to time just to kind of, get them used to that. And I was like, cool, we're gonna get lots of rain today. I'll just, put it outside, let it get some rain. And it's like, then it was like, okay, that's a little bit extra rain. I think I will perhaps bring those closer to the house. And then it stopped raining and there was some sun. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then it got really dark really fast. I was like, I think we're getting more rain. And I had looked at, we have like an app called basically like rain radar. It's kind of, it's the Bowen radar, where you can check like the rain, and it's pretty accurate. It's like just the current and upcoming radar. It's pretty useful. So I checked that, and it was like, yes, rain, and then a gap, and then more rain, and more rain, and more rain, and more rain, and then a gap. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I got the plants brought in, because they were gonna get poured on if I'd not done that. We have a wretched falconer, as you may have guessed. Yeah, we have to wait for him to release his falcons. We take them out. Okay, now he can go down. We take you down. Oh. Let's see, we've got, a Bearer of Blight down there. Probably want to work on that one. I will hit him hard. There we go. Your wounds will be deep. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm good. What are we yelling at? She must have got it already. Cool. So yeah, a wardrobe system like the pet and the mount UI. Maybe its own UI, but still, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then the only thing is then you'd have to, maybe you could apply your dyes to the ones that you have unlocked. Like, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, did I pull? Oh no, you're defeated. Uh-oh. Well, I think it's not too far if you just go back to the entrance. Okay. Oh, yeah. Take a penalty? What's the penalty?
The marks percentage of 5%.
Oh, if you retreat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're saying it's like a 5% marks
No,
thing. I think it's even if you get defeated, though, isn't it? Minus 10% mark acquisition. Yeah. I guess you could take another mark boost. I wonder if they stack. I can't remember if they do or not. Now, does this one... Let's see, free the courtyard. This is going to give us legendary item experience. This, not instance, skirmish. So that's kind of cool. But you know, I wonder if it tells us how much. Doesn't say. Doesn't say how much. Oh, we probably have these banner things though. Oh no, I don't see any. Oh, you've got 4. I don't have any. That's funny. Did you put them down? I don't see them. Yeah. Well, the instance is almost over. There we go. Awesome. Thank you. Ah, here we go. Now we get to defeat the named one. He says. Oh, we have a lieutenant. He's joined the battle. What have we got? A deathmonger. I will be happy to help it mong some death. Oh, all right. The Great Smells has been cleared. And then we get a fancy wood chest. And the hobbits come out to say thank you. And they gotta get back to tending their flowers. You know, hobbit stuff. As you do. Oops. I pushed a button. I did not mean to go that way. Hang on, Thane. Here I come. Oh, I was going to take you with me back to the 21st Hall. We just forgot about that. Anyway, it's starting to get darker later here, which is nice. Oh, the Storm of Methedras. Cool. Are we working on Slayer deeds here? Skirmish encounter deeds we are working on. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I kind of let just Affodil pick. I was like, sure, we'll go there. Absolutely, it gives legendary item experiences, which is what I'm here for. Like, that's the whole point. Yeah, because like, where am I at so far? So yeah, like we're about a third of the way, maybe a quarter of the way through level 1. You know, from doing what, just a couple of things to 1 resource instance and 1 skirmish so far. So, you know, if we keep at it, I think we have a possibility of me getting that Hobbit thing without too much trouble. My thinking is that I may end up, depending on how this works out, but it makes me wonder if maybe I should consider trying to take like a second character up through level 50 also in the tracker. Wait a minute, no, it's shared. It's shared across all your characters on that server. So only 1 character is going to be able to get that tome, assuming it's a tome. Yeah, per season that it's offered. I know, right? Like, what if it was an account-wide or a server-wide, like all your characters on the server got it or something? That'd be pretty neat. Yeah, they definitely have the capability to do account-wide stuff. I'm just not sure that they would. Like, that seems Like the lively slug pet. Yeah, that's a server wide pet that we got. Yeah, there's a number of them, like the spirit bear. I got that account wide. There's a handful of them that I have that are account wide. No, not mounts. Sorry, wrong one. Pets that I have. Well, no, the corgis, those were given out, so I don't know if that counts, but in terms of like pets that I've picked up, yeah, just ones that I've gotten as a reward off of the community loot list, like this lively slug pet, and the spirit bear, and there's another bear that I got also. Oh, hey, nice. That was easy. They're doing all the work. Oh, I could put a pet out too. I'll put out. Who should I put out? I think we'll do my little ghost of Old Took. I like that one. I was re-listening to some of the songs from this year's Eurovision earlier. So I've got some of those in my head. I won't necessarily sing them for you because I could not do justice to the people who were in the competition. But I do suggest y'all go and listen to. Oh my gosh! Right? Yeah. Okay. So there were 3 presenters. It was in Italy this year because Italy won last year, and so they get to host it if they want to, and they did. So it was in Turin, in Italy, and they had 3 people who were the hosts, which is it's kind of normal. Last year, well, 2 years ago, it was in the Netherlands, but then it was canceled because due to COVID. But they did like kind of an online celebration-y kind of thing, so they still got to do stuff. And for that one, they had 3 hosts, but then there was a 4th person who was doing kind of like side interviews and stuff. And she was so awesome that they basically added her as a 4th host when they got to do it for real last year. So last year, yeah, the Netherlands had 4 hosts, but it seems like 3 is, from what I'm seeing so far, is kind of standard. Now we haven't been watching Eurovision for decades. Yeah, but 2 or 3 seems, normal. So they had 3, and let me grab this banner. And I wasn't familiar with any of them. One of them was, I forgot her name, Andrea something, and she's apparently a well-known singer. There was a guy who had a suit coat that had a lot of shiny pieces on the edging of it, and he was kind of more comedic. I don't remember his name either, unfortunately. And then the 3rd one, his name is Mika, Mika, and I too did not have familiarity with him, but apparently he is also a well-known singer, extremely well-known in Europe, especially. So the Eurovision hosts this year were in Italy, Alessandro Catalan, he seemed nice, Laura Pausini, and Mika. There we go, thank you. The fun song thing that was going around not too long ago, where you'd be like, I could be high, I could be low, I could be anything, and then you have like another one layer on top, and then finally it got to, I can be high, I can be low, I can be, that whole thing.
You can use the names of the things. It's fine.
Names of the whats?
The names of the things.
Anyway, so that's a song by Mika. And so for like the interval thing on the main night, because there's 2 semifinals, and then they take those people, and then on the on Saturday they have the grand final, and so after they all perform, do you want me to take you to the 21st hall?
I already forgot.
You left again. You can still come back in, can't you? Or did you close it?
Yeah.
You closed it. Okay.
It's
I'll keep trying to get you. But anyway, so that song is called Grace Kelly. And so after everybody performs in Eurovision in the competition, then there's a break because you can vote, and you vote using your phone, and anyway, so you spend some time voting. It costs like so much, per vote, like 50 cents a vote. So not everybody votes, but you can if you want to. And so while they're waiting for all those votes to get, input and then tabulated and all of that, they've got to, stall for time, right? So they'll have like interval acts and, entertainment to keep everybody interested and hanging around. And so Mika did a big, review is not the right word, is it? Medley, thank you, of a bunch of his songs. And that included Grace Kelly and this Yo-Yo song, which apparently is new, and something about love. And anyway, apparently these are well-known songs because, like, one of the people, we went and watched it at some friend's house, and there was like 5 of us there, and so one of the persons like singing along and doing, and I was like, okay, cool, like a whole new cultural experience for me. So that was kind of cool. I got to learn even more stuff. So we've been listening to Mika a bit this week also. Excuse me. And that's been fun. What? Oh, ha! I had an alarm on my phone that isn't supposed to be there. How funny. I'll fix that in a minute. I should be able to fix that after the show. That's too funny. Oh, speaking of, so I've been streaming on Thursday nights for a while, and I'm considering swapping to maybe a slightly earlier time. Because what I've been doing is I'm starting at 7 o'clock my time, going from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I've thought about, so last week because of Eurovision, because Eurovision semis were on Tuesday and Thursday, and that, I stream on Thursdays. So I did my show an hour earlier, and I don't know, I kind of liked it. So now that means, though, for those of you who are in the US, like, it may be a little early for you, but it'd be your lunchtime, I guess. And if I were to start streaming at, say, instead of 7, at like 6 o'clock regularly. But then I was like, well, I could switch the day too if I was going to switch the time. So anyway, I'm kind of considering lots of options here. And now B4 does his stream where he talks about plugins for a couple hours, and an Inhuman Whale. Oh. Anyway, that's on Tuesdays from like 8 to 10 p.m. our time. Encounter complete. Awesome. So I got to thinking, well, what if I just went and did mine like 2 hours before his, and then maybe have like a half-hour break in between us. So I could do like 5:30 to 7:30, and then we'd have like a half-hour break to kind of like, reset, and we all go use the bathroom and whatnot, and grab new drinks. and then he would do 8 to 10 like normal. So I'm thinking about that. So if you have any opinions on the matter, I would love to hear it in the chat there. It would put all of the Dutch streaming all on one night, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing, may not have any relevance to your happiness at all. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, so it's so funny. So like if you were here for my stream and then you were here for his stream, you could watch like as the sun like migrates through, and like, as we turn on the lights and it gets like, you could just watch the different lighting through. Just put it on fast forward. That'd be kind of funny. Now let's see, we did the one where we needed all the fires to go out. So we don't need to do that, yeah? We have, okay. There's 9 different encounters that we're looking for, and we've got only 2 left. Jaffa says, hello, I can't wait for the engine remaker to discover this game. Engine remaker, I'm not sure what that is, but I would say, like, if you're waiting to start playing the game, there's no need to wait. I mean, obviously you can play it now. Like, lots of people do. It's a pretty awesome game. So, now I know. So the parent company that owns SSG and everything switched over, like 2 years ago now or something. And there's been a couple of investor presentations that have been, like they put them on their website like they always do, that kind of thing. And they've talked about like the different things they want to do for their different products, or not products, what do they call them, IPs or whatever. And they've talked about, a bunch of things, but some high level chit chat that doesn't necessarily have relevance to what might, like, for reals happen. A graphics update. Oh yeah, no worries. He says sorry about my English. Not a problem. You have heard there's a graphics update in production. I know that they've talked about trying to get 4K, because that seems to be really popular right now. And in fact, even like the main producer of the game, Severlin, he plays on like 4K monitors, I guess. I'm not really familiar with 4K. But anyway, so he uses that, and the problem is, the stuff in the game, it's not intended to scale for that sort of thing, because that's a technology that's way newer than when this game was built, right? So there's talk about wanting to do, that sort of thing. But the problem is every single thing you see in the game would have to be touched. They'd have to fix and change every single thing, recode it basically, and it's just like, wow. Oh my gosh, right? This game, as before has said, that I'm streaming with lower quality graphics on right now because my laptop isn't necessarily like, uber powerful for streaming and gaming and recording and all the windows I have open for, this. But when I play on the high graphics because it's just, oh my gosh, this game is just so, so beautiful. So if they do anything to the graphics, I really hope they don't change too much, because I don't, there's some things that are like hyper realistic, and it's just, I don't know, it's just gross. Like it would not look right for this game. Oh, the shadows grow dark. This will be their final push to arms. Yeah, like the whole aesthetic of this game is like as if you are walking through a painting, you know what I mean? And I would be just so disappointed if they went like more cartoonish, like a WoW style, or if they went like some shooter video game style. Like, oh, it'd be a real bummer. Like the game is just so beautiful as it is. I would hate to see it change. But I do know there's things like I said, like the 4K thing, where so like every single button that you see on my screen here, so like everything across there, and like the hover overs and like everything, they would have to go and modify it and make it, and change the coding behind it in order to make it scalable. And I'm guessing they would have to make it work so that it was, whether you're on a 4K, whether you're on a regular monitor, whether you're playing on your laptop, like no matter what you're playing on, that it would work. And that is a huge amount of work. Like that is more work than they have the people to do it. I'm certain. So I guess the point is, like at what point do you say, okay, somebody needs to give us a bunch of money so we can hire a bunch of people to be on this one team to do just this one task. And is it worth it, right? Yeah, exactly. The game has to keep its own style. Exactly, right? Yeah, that's actually a good point that B4 makes, that Lotro has been really friendly for players with suboptimal setups. So like people who are playing on, an old laptop that somebody handed down to them, or playing on dial-up. Like some people were playing on dial-up within the last 5 years still, if you can imagine that. And they had some code that was built in to deal with dial-up modems. It was like throttling it because of some, I I don't remember the details. Cord talked about it on one of his streams. And they went ahead and removed that because it didn't need to be there anymore. And because they were trying to work on performance issues, because there was like a lag issue that was happening for a while, and it is definitely still happening on some servers. Like Evernight's been having some lag problems, and I've noticed that Laurelin has got some unusual issues going on. Like things aren't loading, like your household stuff isn't loading. And then it will. Like it doesn't seem, yeah. At least it's not permanent, so at least there's that. Oh, I'm frozen. That's why I can't run away from you and get you all in one group. That's it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so having it be still very friendly to people with, as you say, less than optimal setups, lower ability setups, is probably something that they would want to maintain, because that seems to be a philosophy that they have. Oh, hey, do you want me to take you to the 21st hall? Do I need to talk to Candace? Is he going to send me out? Oh, he's going to make me travel. All right, so I won't do that. I'll just take you with me. Ready? Yeah. Okay. As long as that doesn't mean I don't get some LI experience or something. I already got the quest. Okay, cool. Don't want to miss out, man. Yeah, so making sure that, there's nothing that's like putting the game out of reach of people who might not have like, an amazing financial situation, I think is important to the folks who run the game. And also like SSG, so Standing Stone Games, are the ones who run the game, and they're a small team. They're not as big as like, a World of Warcraft or whatever. So, and probably not even like, Final Fantasy or Star Wars, any of those. Like, I think it's a smaller team than that, is my guess. And so I think that, they understand things from a different perspective perhaps than like maybe a larger company would. It also means the resources are different, right? Like there's a lot more heart in this game than maybe you get in some other games, because like it's really important to them to have something that's pretty awesome. Oops. I do not need to be. There we go. Wow. Somebody pulled a bunch of stuff. It's fine, says the minstrel. It's fine. We'll just send our Bjorning over there. She'll take care of it all. No big deal. Rawr. Another one falls. 2 out of 3 of us have hobbits as our helper in skirmishes, and it just cracks me up how like some of the things they say, that when it comes from like a man ally like that, another one falls. It's kind of how I think of it. But then you get like these little hobbits, and you're like, ha, another one falls. Yeah, the hobbit herbalist who's like out there healing people, and then she's like, ha. It's like, whoa. Somebody got into the battle. Hey, Archerina, come over here. Let's get you out of that range and that stuff. Hey, if your helper is in the range of one of those incoming missiles, do they get hit or not? Or is it based, do they take damage based on where you are? I wonder. So do they, wait, okay, let me see if I can get my Archerina to stand in the thing. Nope, she ran around it, kind of. Huh, and you were both standing in it? Okay, now I'm curious also. Well, I can try and drag her over here by me. That's fair. Huh. Well, that's kind of useful, I think, then, that I don't have to worry about where she's at, maybe. A counterattack has been launched at the central gate. Or against the central gate. So, oh, thanks, Moobot. Yes, if you ever need any help from Standing Stone for something, they have a help ticket system that you can get to from both in the game and outside the game by going to that link, which is nice. I mean, you probably already figured this out, but I'm not an SSG employee. I am just a fan, you know, playing the game, having a good time, enjoying the game. And, you know, it's one of those where it's like, well, if I'm going to be streaming and I kind of know stuff because of them, I pay attention to stuff and I look at the wiki and, like, I'm big on resources. So I figure I might as well share my knowledge, you know. So, but yeah, everybody who streams on this channel is a fan of the game and not an employee, with the exception of, Cordovan. He is the SSG community manager, and he did have a weekly Friday stream, but he's tapering back on that for now. He's just doing like occasional ones, doing big announcements and things. He has increased the amount of information, though, that is flowing onto the lotro.com website, and that's kind of what he's been focusing on more than doing the stream. So, like, if you want to know, like, what's the weekly sales and, you know, any of the news, it's posted on lotro.com now, so that's cool. I found it to be a bigger resource than it was a while ago, so that's nice. But yeah, so he's on here occasionally now. He was on Fridays at noon Central Time. Or, I'm sorry, I'm Central Time. I'm Central European Time. He was on at noon Eastern US Time. That's when he was on. And then also Scenario, who is one of the SSG world builders. And so he's like one of the people that helps create like all of this, like a whole scene and stuff. And he occasionally will do a stream where he takes you on a stroll. He tries to do it like once a month, I think, where he'll just stroll through an area. So yesterday I missed it. He did Breeland, I believe. And yeah, just talking about, you know, some of the choices that they made and taking questions and explaining things about the game, about the world building of the game and stuff. It's really cool. So he's obviously an SSG employee. But pretty much those are the only ones that are around here with any regularity. Okay. Yeah, and so it wouldn't surprise me if we have more of that from time to time, though. They're enjoying being able to have the opportunity to like interact with players more. The problem is just they haven't had the time. They've been, yeah, because it's during their work day, and so like Cord was doing his weekly Friday stream like during his lunch hour. Like he was taking his lunch hour to stream and do news for people, which like that's really nice. But like, dude should have lunch too, you know. I think, in my opinion. Oh, what? I can't get in. Apparently there's a gate or something. It's blocking me. That's weird. I was too far behind you. I cannot interact with the things that are happening in there. Sorry.
Oh, it's almost
Okay.
done.
That is so wild. Hey, yep, now I'm in. It's too funny because usually there's like a visible gate too. But I just kept running around and couldn't get anywhere. So that was funny. Did you do that? Yeah. Oh. Like all of a sudden it got really green around me. Oh, it's a banner. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of these. Oh wow, I totally didn't even notice I had those. Oh well. Too late. Moving on. Oh wait, did I get the box? I forgot to check. Oh yeah, I must have. It's gone. Oh, sorry. I just realized, did Weirwilla need a trip to the 21st hall? I just noticed she was still standing there. All right. You and that slug. So funny. That, I mean, and the slug is a lively slug. I mean, they're not kidding. Like, you can watch Affadil running around there and look at that thing. It like, it's got some speed to it. They're not joking about the lively part of it. Yeah, the decorated goose. Decorated goose is pretty cool. I like how it has, yeah, it has his wings out and he's flapping along as he goes along. That cracks me up. Too funny. All right. Well, let's see. Okay, so yeah, I could do. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Yeah, let's do. What's that? Defense of the Prancing Pony is nice. I like that one. I like how it's just got the two directions. I also like Defense of Gundabad or
The inhabitants of
Or-
Quarry have spent the
or what? It's not maybe called
autumn
Defense at Gundabad. It's, what's it
Prancing
called?
Pony.
Something of Gundabad.
After the uprising, the
Oh, not
British
Gundabad.
decided to burn them out.
What's the place? The dwarven place, but it's early in the game. Gondamon. Gundabad. Goodness gracious, you know. Goblaka. Oh, we do? Apparently we have Siege of Gondomar already completed all of the stuff for that. For Gondomar! I enjoy Siege of Gondomar too, though, actually. But that one has like 3 locations, and then of course you have the final in the center. But I kind of like this one because there's in just the 2 sides, and that's fun too. Hello. Oh, never mind. Yes, the minstrel was like, "Ah, I have you now." Oh, you got a keg. Watch out next to you. Don't jump into that area. It's floaty. Yeah. See. Okay. So the keg master threw down a keg, and then it exploded after a period of time, and it had like a fire effect in that area. And I think so. Okay. So we're playing on Treebeard, which is one of the legendary servers, and Treebeard and Shadowfax are the servers wherein you can pick a difficulty level. And we have done so. And we're playing on Deadly plus 0. And when you do that, you have an effect that happens where you have like a little box that shows up around you, and there's a larger box around that. And if you are still within that larger box after a period of time goes by, then you get a fire explosion, very similar to the one we just saw with the keg master. Oh, apparently we have something coming that have been missing. There's a goblin that we want. I don't see him. I see no goblin. A horn sounds as the enemy returns. And then the enemy falls. So say our hobbits. Anyway, people complain about the effect. I don't have a problem with the effect. I like it. I think it's really cool how it forces me to really pay attention to my surroundings and not just like stand there and just like blah, 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 and stare out the side of the birds and whatnot. Like, you know, I gotta pay attention to what's going on around me, and I think that's fun. But people complain that the big burst, what do they call it? Like sky beams and mortars and whatnot, and those are obviously not like they're not even Lord of the Rings lore, right? And so they say how it doesn't seem to like fit in with the lore. And I agree on that part, like if you're gonna think of it like from that perspective, sure. But I like how it is very similar to some of these other things we do run into. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I think maybe just if they reframe it just a little bit, maybe, I don't know. The idea is it's called like the Eye of Sauron. And the idea is that you have in your, fighting of the things that are on the side of Sauron, you've gotten his attention. Maybe just for a brief moment, whatever, but and so the idea is that like these enemies that you're dealing with, they've drawn Sauron's attention to you, and and so that's when that effect shows up, and then if you don't get out of the area, you get hit by that firebomb. So maybe there's a different way to, I don't know, implement the damage. But I like the idea of that you have that going on. I think it's, I don't know. I like it. I like that it adds more of what's going on in the larger world to whatever you're doing, regardless of where you are. Now, an interesting point though that was brought up is, okay, so it's the Eye of Sauron. Like, the idea is that you are attracting his attention, and you know his minions are attacking you harder, and all of those things. So at some point in the game, Sauron gets defeated, right? Like, you know, that happens. Oops, other side. So after that point, like, the Eye of Sauron should be something else because he's not around anymore. But there's no good answer for that. It was just kind of funny though that was brought up. It's like, yeah, but once you're like past a certain point in the story, Sauron's been defeated. Whoa, Tempest of Flame, that's exciting. We have to watch out for the Tempest of Ice Shards. That's not what it's called, but that's what it does. Like, it throws out these ice shards that go all directions, you know, and you end up like, it does a lot of damage. It's a good one. The Keg Master is also a good one because he like throws a flaming keg out like into where you are, and I find that always interesting. Apparently Sauron, says Egg Arthur, cares about training dummies and piles of rubble and etc. Well, see, I'm okay with this in the sense that, like, whatever mischief you were getting into, he noticed it. Like, whatever you did, you got his attention. And sometimes it can be just something completely innocuous. All right, we have another torchbearer. I forgot about that. Bonus torchbearer. All right, I think we've completed all the things to complete. I think I'm out. Peace out. Let's see, it says, I think the Eye of Sauron made a little more sense when it had the blurry effect that exactly mimicked the one that Frodo got on Amen Hen. Oh, that's true. I'd forgotten about that. When they first started it, it had like, it's like, yeah, it changed the way that things looked around you. But man, that was hard to play in, and it really did take away from the game. For me, it was just difficult to see. You have a Wanpada. Well, that's a very cute little bear. Oh, hey, where's my tree? I'm gonna get my tree out. I forgot about that. What's it called? Boom, boom, boom. Is it that one? Oh, wait, well, I should just look under Huron. H-U... Oh, there we go. Was it the Yule one that I had out, or the Poinsettia? It wasn't the Poinsettia. Was it this one? Hang on, I had one out that I liked. Oh, it's not that one. Is it that one? Nope. Is it this one? Oh, yeah, I guess it was this one. It's my Poinsettia one. Okay, let me come in. It's just Bill Fernie. Fernie's gonna trying to burn down the prancing pony.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
the red squares.
For the red squares.
Yeah, it's an abstraction.
It's, yeah, and that's the thing. It's an abstraction of the idea that, you know, the forces that are working against you are paying attention to you and trying to cause you trouble. So, oh, you finished box 5 on the LI reward track. I have finished 1 in the time that we've been doing this, though.
Oh, I was 4.
So yeah, I haven't consumed any of those things yet. Yeah, I haven't bothered to do that yet. Probably get to that later. So Country Boy Crimson says, I kind of wish they would just add a dread effect periodically that you could move out of or something. You don't know, you do feel like the effect now is a little immersion breaking. Yeah, it's an interesting point, right? Because like, one of the things that I just love about this game is how immersive it is. And especially like when you get into like role-playing groups and stuff, and you know, everybody's playing hobbits and they're talking hobbity things, and you know, it's just delightful, right? So having something that takes you out of that immersion is definitely not ideal. I would agree with that. Now, somebody was making a case one day, and I can't remember exactly how they put this, but of why, because there's this whole dread and hope system that they utilize, which is really clever. Professor Quarry is particularly fond of the way they use that. As a Tolkien professor, he really likes how it manifests in the game in a way that both applies to, you know, how a video game works as well as how life in Middle Earth works. About how, like, when they got closer and closer to Mount Doom and to Sauron and all that, how that doom, that just oppressive feeling of hopelessness was upon them, right? So that, I think that's pretty cool that they've really done a good job of incorporating that. So on the one hand, you wouldn't want them to mess with that system because that's already really implemented really well. And so you want something that's not another layer of that. You want something different, I think. But something like the dread effect would be interesting. Like, what would that do? Like, make you run slower or get hit harder? Or, so I really like the idea of having something that is very temporal, like this is happening and this is happening now, and you have to deal with this right now. And I do like that. So I think if they were to change up things, I wouldn't want to like lose what they have kind of started with in that regard. Oops, that's a little further away. A flash of eye to the north catches your eye. Did it now. Bearer of blight caught my eye. So B4 says, I think of it as an abstraction. Fortune isn't going our way in some undefined way. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like, I like the fact that something is happening. And boy, it's so hard to satisfy everybody, right? To try and come up with something that everybody likes. So I'm glad that they've tried something, and yeah, maybe there's a better way to do it. I don't know. Who knows if they'll ever... Yeah, maybe they'll swap it out at some point, try something different. Like, kind of like they're doing with the LI seasons, you know. Just be like, okay, so we tried this for a year, now we're going to do this season for a year. So Country Boy Crimson says, I play on Dangerous, so you get slightly harder landscape without the beam. Fair enough. Like I said, I actually like the beam. I know that sounds really weird and not... I know I'm in the minority in that, but I really like it. And when I see it in other places in the game, I'm like, haha, there's the beam, you know? Like the guy who threw the firebomb, the keg, the fire keg, you know? I'm like, yeah, like that's it again. And there's like a dragon in Siege of Gondomar that also, I think, has a similar effect, so. Yeah. So B4 says they've got that mortar is sad effect. Indeed. Yeah, we haven't been over there. Well, we're definitely not there on this server. We're at level cap 60, so we are as far as Moria on this server. Country Boy Crimson says, I wish they would start the beam on Deadly +1 so you can still get the deadly titles without having to deal with it. That's fair. Yeah, I play on Deadly +0 because that was the lowest for still getting all the titles, because I'm a bit of a completionist. So yes, I do want all the titles and the deeds and everything. So yeah, we're playing on Deadly +0. But if they did that, I would play on Deadly +1 because I do like that extra bonus thrown on top of things. Not bonus in terms of XP. I actually hate that. I wish they would take that away. But I like the extra difficulty. You know, that there's something added on to the game as we play it. And I find that fun. Is the screen that laggy while playing or only in the stream? Only in the stream. I didn't realize we were getting lag. Let me adjust my settings. Let's see. Well, overall graphics quality, right? Let me move that down to like medium just to be sure. Maybe low.
Just too low now.
Okay, hang on. I'll redo that in a second. Yeah, it's because we're making my laptop sad. He's not joking, right? Like, my laptop is like, are you kidding me? Because I'm streaming and recording it, and then of course all the other things. So. Oh, and I've got the subtitles running, so that's yet another thing. Yeah, I have an interest in actually getting like a. Oh wow, I have an interest in getting some power. What the heck? Let me grab some of that. Oh, I think I was standing in a power slurpy place. I think that green stuff is bad. Green stuff bad. Hey, is your person still out? Okay. She's not healing me at the moment. Where is she at? She must be over by you. I'll come this way. She's busy. Hey, Archerina. Oh man, I got another effect over here. I don't want that. I don't want bad stuff on me. Oh, dang. Something hit me and I'm really low. That is wild. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. Oh, dip. Exactly. All right, well now I'm recovering. Maybe you healed me? Aw, thanks. I appreciate that. I don't know, the healer's like, well, I suppose I should heal you. That's hilarious. Okay, is that, let me know if that's better. I've popped my graphics down quite a bit. Let's see if that helps. You have not playing since Bjornings came out. Oh, yeah, so Weir Willow there is playing a Bjorning, as you see, so she can hop around as a bear. It's so cool. And she is very much our tank, but she also does a lot of damage as well, which is pretty neat. Yeah, she's got that. Look at that. Oh my god, I love that one. So what you do is you round up everything, and then because she can't move while she's doing that, she can. I forget what it's called, the slashing thing that she does there. Yeah, and then she can do the stuff when she comes out of that effect and boost up. So she doesn't have the blue power bar that most of the other characters have. She has a thing called, oh, I forget what it's called, but this the orange bar on the bottom of hers instead of us having the blue bar. And hers starts at 0. And she builds it up by doing various things, and then she can use that to power different events. Oh, wrath, thank you. So yeah, she has to power up her wrath, but then like if she wants to send out a swarm of bees, it costs some wrath. And yeah, thank you, Relentless Maul, that's that other one. So you gather all the stuff up and bring it around her, and then she does this Relentless Maul where she just does a lot of damage to the things in her vicinity. Yeah, running with the Bjorning is so cool. So the three of us have been doing a number of 3-person instances, and it's a really nice grouping because she's got, so Bjornings have a really interesting trio of things. They can, yes, exactly, as before says, they're very flexible. They can tank, they can heal, or they can DPS. So they've got 3 lines, and each one, the red and the blue and the yellow. And and they can choose. So they can be on healer mode, which I think is the yellow line, maybe. And they're a very effective healer, actually. Occasionally you'll see when we're playing, there's like an area effect that happens around me. It looks like kind of like ethereal, like vine mist coming up from around me. It's green, and that is a healing zone, like that she's been able to just drop. So if you're in that, you get the healing boost. It's really cool. But then she also has like some really strong, those things where you gather everybody's attention. What's that called? But you know what I mean? Where like she does like this roar, and it gets the aggro off of other people and onto her. So that was really useful. Like for example, when we were doing Boss from the Vaults, the Red Maid, this summer, yeah, like a taunt or a threat. She's got that where she can gather the threat. She does like Oh yeah, there's the healing thing that she can drop. Like, check that out. Like, and that hit a good area all the way around her. So that is so useful. And I think that might even be while she's in her fighting mode. Like it's Bjornings are just so flexible. It's not a class that I'm very good at playing, and I just love playing my Hobbit Hunter so much that I tend to default to that. So I'm really glad that we have somebody in the party who really is enjoying playing the Bjorning, because then I get to enjoy watching her do that, and I'm not missing out, you know what I mean? But yes, as Egg Arthur did point out, that Relentless Maul is a frontal cone. Now I think she can rotate, because I think I recall doing that when I was playing a Bjorning, but it is a frontal cone. So if you take a step to the side, you cancel it. And so you're like going, rah, 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 stop. And you're like, oh man, I forgot how to hit things. So you have to stand still when you're doing that Relentless Maul. You can rotate. But you got to make sure you don't move. I've done that before. I'm like, oh, I just want to grab this one. Oh, darn it, I canceled it. So yeah, it does take like, I don't know. It seems like it has a long cooldown, like 2 minutes or something. Maybe not. But there she goes doing the Relentless Maul again. Check that out. So good. Like everything you can see, just bam, bam, bam. It's like so gone. And then we've got Affadil up there, the healer, who also enjoys playing doing area effect. So what is that area effect thing that you do? There's one that she does, and she basically gets in there and just like, and does a good amount of damage to all the things in the area. And then you get the Bjorning, prepping up for the maul, and then you get me with my rain of arrows, and you can see sometimes it doesn't take too long to take out everything. Sorry, I was a little distracted. I wanted to pick those things up. Oh, there's a keg master. Oh, we don't like him. He'll throw a keg of fire at us. We have hissing near the south barricade, indicating the presence of something, something, something. Now, if you're ever doing this Battles of the Deep Way, you got to keep an eye on Broger at the end, because he has like no health. He has like a wet paper towel, and if you're not careful, he will run right into the middle of a battle, pull a Leroy there, and he'll end up with no health. It's like, and unfortunately, if he does that, you fail the skirmish. You have to start over. So that's kind of annoying. So you got to make sure you get the big bad's attention before Broger does. That's all you got. You just got to babysit him. Just a heads up on that one. Yeah, and also apparently, Bjornings have something they can do, which basically is like, zoom, make a whole bunch of morale. So that's pretty awesome. Like we've done a pretty good job with our morale. I have 12,500 like sitting. Affadil has 15,000, 15.5, and Rear Willow Bjorning has 23,000. Like just standing there. So yeah, it's crazy. So the Cyber Knight asks about another class, Brawler. Yes, that is the newest class. Came out, I think it came out during the Harvest Festival last year, because I remember leveling her up in the Haunted Burrow. I can always tell you when things are happening by attaching it to a festival. So the brawlers are fun. Yeah, they're just like, they're like a simpler class, I think, was the idea. Because you've got things like wardens and whatnot, where you have to like put the skill together with the skill to make the skill happen. Or you've got things like the lore master, where you pick from, you have a menagerie of animals to choose from, and you send them out at different times, because you want more DPS, you want more tanking or whatever, and then you're doing things in the background to make their stuff better. So you've got these kind of more complex styles of play, and so I think the idea with Brawler was to maybe go to something that's a little bit more simpler and straightforward. I can't say that for sure because I haven't spent a lot of time playing the brawler. And if not Than, but Shoreless Skies was here, he could tell you because he's been playing brawler a bit lately and he's been having a ball with it. There's times when we're out running together and he's like, you know, gonna switch to something else, and he's like, man, I've been playing the brawler so much, I don't remember how to play this other thing. You know, he's having so much fun playing the brawler. So I have done a little bit of brawler stuff. So like at the Yule Festival, there's that area where you go and are beating up on the trees in order to gather firewood. It's a little rude. And I had a lot of low-level characters still at that point. And I found going out with the brawler to deal with the trees and the cold weather was pretty easy. Like I would just throw something at them because that's one of the abilities you have, which I'm like, that's fantastic. So I would throw something at somebody and then they would come near me and then I would just be like punch, 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 punch. And they've got these like cool bracers. So and her, like I play a Hobbit brawler, of course, and her starting outfit is actually also really cool, and it's got like this mini half cape, but it just, I don't know, it just like she's got a really cool outfit. So I haven't switched. Like I said, I really enjoy playing the hunter, so I kind of been snaking with the hunter, and kind of my backup is lore master because I really like collecting all the animals, and I enjoy the lore master thing. I'm trying to get a better understanding of how to play the Rune Keeper, because that one kind of still baffles me a little bit, but I'm interested in it. As opposed like the Warden that baffles me, but I think I'm okay not getting too deep into there right now. Or the Captain, which I just don't understand at all. I don't know why, but I just don't. Anyway, so I've thought about, playing other characters, but I haven't gone to pick up the brawler much yet. So yeah, you've always loved archery in games. Yeah, so exactly, like just being able to stand there and shoot things is so much fun. Igarthur says if you want AoE godliness, Yellow Champion is hard to top. I don't think do we have anybody who's playing a champion much in the group these days? I don't think so. I think we're, but I mean in terms of arc and gathering. So we have a group on Saturdays. We get together and we run around and do skirmishes, and when we're opening into a new world, we run around and do the world together. And Panthless maybe plays one, okay. But he's been into the brawler a lot lately. But then we also have another hunter. So we have a high elf hunter and a hobbit hunter. Can never have too many hunters. And then a Bjorning and a minstrel. So. The newest one costs, I think so. I think what they're doing is the newest stuff costs, but then the older stuff is now free. They're definitely moving toward making sure more and more of the game is available to people for free to play. So I think like the newest expansion, maybe the newest 2 expansions, and Brawler, I think. Now High Elf, I think you can get for free now, maybe. And let's see. I forget. Hang on. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's free now though, which is pretty cool. We've gone and bought all the expansions and stuff. I think we have all of them. Yeah, we do. Because I like getting all the mounts and the pets and all the extra goodies and stuff. So and plus I enjoy the game a lot, and for me it's worth it to do what I can to support the game. Yeah. So we have all the expansions. So I don't remember completely what's free and what you have to pay for. And there's probably things that are free now that I paid for, but that's okay. I got to play with them long before they were free, and I'm okay with that. So Warden, came out at the same time as the new allies, and in October, and Cyberknight was asking what are LIs. And LIs are the legendary items. Legendary items, you get a legendary item too when you go into Moria. So you're wandering around Eriador, in Breeland and the Shire and Weathertop and all those things. And then eventually you go find your way into Moria. And when you get in there, the Watcher and the Water, you end up running into each other. Well, and so in order to defeat that, they're like, man, we're gonna need some better stuff because this isn't working for us. So that's when they, thanks, Weir Willow. That's when they help you discover what a legendary item is and how to use it. So we were talking about that a little bit earlier in the stream, but I can bring that back up here in just a moment. All right, so this is the big bad that we got to get his attention before Broger runs in and, just drops himself on it because he's going to do this. Oh, what? Where are you going? All right, fine. We'll stop this cutthroat from also hurting Broger. Excellent. Yeah, Broger's definitely like, I'll go get it. You're like, no, dude. There's enough of us. You can stay out of the way. You're fine. Awesome. We did it. We did it. Don't forget to check the body. Cool. Thanks, Broger. So, we were talking earlier, Cyberknight, about legendary items. And when they originally came out with legendary items, the game was not anywhere near as far along as it is now, right? Like, the level cap is like 140 now. And when you got legendary items, like Moria's cap was level 60. So this is like a long time ago in terms of like the game, right? And I think they were like, yeah, this is a cool idea, and they implemented it, but it didn't scale through the rest of the game. And so I think they had to keep kind of patching things onto them. And it had a really weird thing where basically you were like, dun 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 dun, I have a legendary item, and you're wandering around with it, and then you're like, well, this was good for a while, but that one's better. Throw it away, take this one. And that just seems really weird to do with a legendary item. Like, Sting is like sticking around. You're not just gonna like chuck it into the wood pile at some point and be like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'll just use this other thing that is from the first age. Like, it just seems really weird. We call it kind of like this wood chipper method because you would disassemble the previous one and use those parts to improve your new one, which in theory is fine, but from a lore perspective, it's a legendary item that just not seem right. So what they did is, in October, when they brought out the Brawler, they also brought out the new legendary system, which is you have, when you get your legendary item, it has slots on it. So let me pull up my cape too. So remember essences where you could have like an item and it would have gaps. And let me move my little character window out of the way. So it would have like little gaps and little slots, and you could put in whatever essence you wanted to. Like if you wanted extra, critical rating like me, or extra morale, or whatever it was. So you would take an essence and pop it in there. So it's kind of that same idea, but with a legendary item. So you have your legendary item and it has slots, and there's 4 categories of slots, and so you can put things into each of those locations, and they do slightly different things. So like I have the heraldry of the serpent in this slot, which is heraldic tracery, and that gives me those bonuses there, and then so you can find these traceries. That's what they're called. They're called traceries instead of essences, and you can find these traceries like through dungeons. Like I might have picked one up today while we've been out. No, not yet. There's a couple of instances where they will drop. So that's one way to get them. But then there's this library, but it's not a library. It's called something else, at Elrond's house in Rivendell, and you can just use ancient script, which is a currency, and you use that ancient script to buy the specific ones that you want. So the idea is that this legendary item stays with you for the rest of the game. You're not going to swap it in and out and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of a better style. I like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like the old style was like, hey, this dagger does 10 more damage than my adopted uncle's priceless heirloom. Chuck. It's like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. So I like this version a lot better. Also, the slots themselves, you can upgrade those. And so if I were to trade out the tracery, I'm like, okay, well, I like the single target attack damage, but I like this other thing a bit better. This fits my playstyle better. So maybe I would, chuck this one out or have it removed and replace it with, a different one. The slot itself stays upgraded. So I'm not upgrading the item in the slot, I'm upgrading the whole slot. And that means whatever I put into that spot, it itself also has more beef to it. So like at the bottom, I have this Ascendant Light, which has like 442 critical rating. And I don't think it tells me the base stat. No, it doesn't. But I've upgraded this slot to level 60. It started at like 45 or 50. And so it's maxed out at 60 because I'm level 60 and it can't go any higher. Because the server is level 60 also. And it then improved the stats of the item that's in that slot. Another cool thing is that as we increase in level, more slots will open up on this legendary item, so we'll be able to add more and more things to it. So I'm trying to remember, it's been a little while since I went over. When they first came out, I went over to one of my characters over on Evernight that has a whole lot of stuff, and she's 130. So I was checking out a new legendary item for her, and she had more slots than this. I don't remember how many, but I remember she did have more slots. Like I think you get 2 of these slots at the bottom, which are the Word of Craft. I think you end up with 2 of those, and so on. Like goes on and on. So I like this new version of the legendary item. Now, you may recall, though, you used to get legendary item experience because you kept getting more experience on your legendary item. You don't do that anymore, but all those things where the legendary item experience used to go, it now goes to this reward track. So they ran the reward track for the first time like 3 months ago. It was like a 3 months thing. And so that was pretty cool. And it was all stuff that would go toward your legendary items. So those traceries, the ancient script, that currency, or the stuff to upgrade those slots. Like that was the kind of the stuff that you got out of this. They've just started the new legendary item reward track again. Like that one finished, and now we have a new one. And this one has a lot of that same thing, but at like 25, 50, 75, and 100, there are other things where you can get a banner of Gil-galad, a housing item. You can get a Hobbit Dance emote at 50. You get a cosmetic item at level 75, and you get a cosmetic pet at level 100. So that's really cool that they're kind of changing it up a little bit. So did I say the server is level 60? I did say that. So yeah, the server is level 60. We are playing on Treebeard, which is a legendary server. Treebeard and Shadowfax came out a year ago this coming June, and in these 2 servers they introduced a number of things. One of them is that difficulty stuff. So the difficult, the hard, the deadly, and all of that with the Sauron bombs. And then also we started at 0. We had only access to Eriador at the time. So let me pull up the Eriador. There we go. So we had just this area from the beginning. Oh no, I'm about to finish up. I usually stream for about 2 hours and spend 2 hours Cyber Night, so I'm actually wrapping up here. But thank you for worrying about our group. They know when I'm streaming, things get like this as well. So, but yeah, so when we first started, both on here, on Treebeard, and on Shadowfax, this was what we had. And this basically is the original area that was released when the game started. Although I think Foreshell is kind of newer, like it was added on, not at the very beginning, and Egg Arthur probably remembers better. Some people have been around since the beginning. I am not one of those people. I've just done a lot of learning about the game, and I enjoy like learning history of things and stuff. So anyway, so this is all stuff that's level 50 and below. So that's what we had access to for the first 6 months here on Treebeard, and for the first 2 months over on Shadowfax. So the idea was that there was previously a legendary server, or 2 of them, and they were running at about every 4-ish months that they would go on to the next expansion. And it was kind of getting to the point where there was like kind of 2 groups on the server, and one that was like, yes, we've already finished everything. Can we move on faster? And the other group was like, whoa, slow down. I am so not caught up yet. So when they opened up Shadowfax and Treebeard, they tried to accommodate both of those groups. So Shadowfax is going really fast. You get, instead of 100% of experience, you get 150% of experience, and they get the newest expansion every 2 months. So zoom, zoom, zoom. On Treebeard, we get 40% of experience, so much slower. And we also get the next expansion every 6 months. So we've got a lot longer, a lot more time to play around. So from end of June when it opened until beginning of January, we had Eriador, and then we got Moria, then the Gates of Moria, when in January 5th. And this is what takes us through the till the end of June, basically. And then we will get into, so we have the Dimmerald Dale, and we have Lothorian also. That's all part of that. But then we are going to get Mirkwood, and we'll have access to this area. That'll take us up to level cap 65. And we'll have Mirkwood and all of the Siege of Mirkwood, encounters and stuff to do. And we'll have that for 6 months, and that'll take us from like end of June to the beginning of January through the end of this year. So that's kind of where we're at. So just kind of catch you up on that. All right, let me take a quick look through chat, and if you have anything else that you want to talk about, pop it in there, and we are going to wrap this up. So I'm thinking very strongly about switching my streamy day, possibly doing it back to back with B4 with like a half-hour interval between us. Maybe we'll put on some Mika and make it our own little Eurovision. So if you have any opinions on that, or if you don't mind, whatever, I would appreciate any input. So let me know your thoughts on that at some point. Okay, so, I think that covers pretty much everything we've talked about. Let's see, if we do... Yes, yep. Cool. All right, so there's the link for the schedule if you want to see who's on and when. And like for me and before, we both post on Twitter when we're gonna go live. Like we give a couple of hours notice. So, for example, you can follow us on Twitter. We just use my Twitter for both of us. And you can like check there and follow that, and we'll give you the heads up. So same thing with a lot of the other streamers that are here too. You can like take a look at their social media and find out when they're streaming also. There's some really nice, really awesome people on this channel, so worth checking everybody out. Awesome. All right, well, the sun is setting, and so shall I. So I think we're gonna call that good. A couple last questions if you may. Sure. And then we're gonna raid the Green-Eyed Gamer. So is Brandywine server still there? Yes. Yes, Brandywine is still there. And so if you have characters, they're still there. Do the legendary servers cost to play? Yes, you do need to be a subscriber. And so that means like being a VIP, or if you had like a lifetime subscription, like if you were lucky enough to do that back in the day. I was not, so so if being on disability, if you don't have that spare cash, playing on the legendary server might not be the thing for you at this time, and that's totally fine. Like there's so much going on the regular servers. Like you can absolutely play on the standard servers like Brandywine, and if you find that you're like, oh, I don't like Brandywine anymore, like you can go to any server. Yeah, you weren't lucky enough for the lifetime either. Yeah, I get it. And then if you're like, you can always start playing fresh on a new server. And I would kind of recommend you might want to start a new character wherever you do, because so much has changed that it's worth it to just kind of have that experience of starting from the beginning. I think it's worth it. So yeah, and you can look on the wiki, on the Lotro wiki. I think before I had posted the link to that before as well. There's a lot of good information there about like the list of the different servers. And so any of the standard servers, there's some EU servers and US servers. You don't have to be from those locations to play on those servers, but you're more likely to find people in your own time zone on the servers that match up with you, but it's not like 100%. Like we play on Evernight, which is an EU server. We find EU people there. There's people speaking Dutch. There's people speaking German. There's, there's all sorts of languages there, and it's very common and welcoming for that sort of thing, right? But there's still people from U.S. time zones who play on Evernight, for example. We started playing on Brandywine. There was definitely people who were on Brandywine at the times that we were playing, but it definitely was more active in like U.S. evenings. So and each server kind of has its own flavor as well. Like there's more role playing on Lorelin. There's role playing and tons of music on Landreval, which is so amazing. I think Crick Hollow is also very active for that sort of thing. So yeah, just because you were on one server doesn't mean you have to stay there. So there's that too. So just keep that in mind, especially as you're coming back into the game. All right, we are gonna head out and stick around for a moment because we will send our raid over to the Green-Eyed Gamer. She's also another Lotro player, and she's also really great at answering questions. So Cybernight, definitely feel free to stick around in her chat because she's really good at also answering questions, and she does a lot of cool community-oriented stuff. So I think you will, I think you'll enjoy it with her stream also. All right, kids, I am going to head out. I know some of you are probably maybe older than me. All right, so wherever you go, whatever you do try your best to stay in touch with that Hobbit side of your heart and be very kind to each other. All right, we'll see you around. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.